One thing I can't understand is eyeshadow can be very intimidating. It can be very overwhelming, especially if you are new and you're trying to learn. But in your mind, you're thinking like, oh, I'm going to be so bad at this. I don't know where to start. I don't know what I'm looking at. I need some help. So this is why I'm here. I'm deciding to get into the nitty-gritty to help you understand eyeshadow. And in today's video, we're not going to touch any brushes. We're not going to do anything like that. I just want you to just simply understand the basics, especially if you just bought yourself an eyeshadow palette or you looking for an eyeshadow palette to start with. I want you to understand what you're buying, what you're looking at, so you be able to achieve the full eyeshadow look that you want to create, because it will take practice. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm going to tell you that much, because been there, done that, okay? So it's going to take some practice, but you need to fully understand the foundation. So this is what I'm here for. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 4 parts of eyeshadows, okay? The 4 parts are the light shade, the medium shade, the dark shade, and of course the lid shade, which is like a shimmer shade, matte. We'll get into that further in this video. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to learn more about eyeshadow. All right, guys, so we're going to first talk about the light shade, okay? Our light shade is the lightest, softest shade that you're going to apply when it comes to your eyeshadow look. This shade is going to help balance everything out. It's going to make sure that everything else is blending well, and also to create that foundation for your eyeshadow look. You know what I mean? So when we look at an eyeshadow palette, and tips, I definitely recommend starting out with a neutral palette, okay? So you will understand first of what the eyeshadows do and how they work and what colors that you'll be able to learn about. So to demonstrate and to point out shades, I'm going to be using my palette, which is the Blessed to Be Natural palette. And this is neutral, so this is going to better help understand what we're looking at. So for example, when we talk about the lightest shade, we want something that's soft enough to start off as a base before we apply any darker shadows. So for example, this shade Redemption would be a great light shade, especially if you have a lighter complexion than myself. So if you're like fair, light, you know what I mean? This will be a great transition shade for your eyeshadow look to start off with. And we also have to keep in mind that everybody has different skin tones. So for example, someone with a dark skin tone, this shade would probably not work because it will look ashy. So I would say Divine Whisper could be a great transition shade depending on the look you're going for. Grace, this is a wonderful shade that could be great for transition shade as well. Those with medium skin tones, Eternal Life would be a great shade. You know what I mean? So it all depends on your skin tones, because not every shade would work. You know what I mean? And you don't want nothing looking too ashy. You don't want nothing looking orange or anything like that, depending on your undertone and everything else. So definitely keep that in mind as well. But again, the light shade is a shade that is close to your skin tone, or is your skin tone, but close to your skin tone realistically. And that's going to be your neutral base for everything else on top of it, or to apply more shades to blend everything out easily. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up close so you guys can see the shades much more clear. But as I mentioned before, Redemption would be considered a transition shade, especially for those who have light to medium skin tones. But this also could be great for like brow highlight, things like that, but we'll get into that whenever. But anyways, yes, so again, light shade is always the first shade that you apply when it comes to your eyeshadow look. And also Eternal Life is a great one too for like medium skin tones. And usually people will apply the light shade, like me for example, I use a fluffy brush and apply it onto like the crease area. And with that fluffy brush, it helps spread out that product so it's kind of like above the crease so you can still see it. but that is basically where you could apply that transition shade, okay? We're definitely gonna get some hands-on experience when it comes to that, okay? Next is our medium shade. Now, the medium shade is the second shade that you apply for your eyeshadow look. Now, the medium shade's purpose is to create shape and give your eye structure, and to make sure that your eyeshadow look won't look flat, because we're creating dimension at the end of the day. So you want to add a little bit more color, they say. So when we look at my palette, again, skin tones, different skin tones, we got to consider that. A medium will be considered, for example, Hope will be a great medium shade, you know what I mean? To create more structure, more dimension, add more color. Divine Whisper could be considered a medium shade. Righteousness is also a great medium shade, you know what I mean? And it also depends on how dark the eyeshadow you're going for, which I mean, let's say you want to do a smoky eye, right? I personally did this before, so Grace would have been like my transition shade. Rejoice would be my medium shade to create more dimension and structure. Okay, and then we'll go later into the outer V corner, things like that. But the medium shades here is to give it more color. So always make sure that the medium shade is darker, slightly darker at least, than the light shade that you applied as your base. The placement of that one would be, for example, let me take my glasses off again, will be under the transition shade, of course, and usually on the crease. You have to make sure that it is under the transition shade, because the transition shade is going to spread out above the crease. But you want to make sure the medium shade is placed under the transition shade on the crease area. Okay, so you can see that dimension is coming through, you know what I mean? So that's what the medium shade is for. Let me keep my glasses off though. So the next shade we're going to talk about is the dark shade. The dark shade is where we apply it on the outer V corner, and this is going to help to create more drama. It's going to create more of a lifted effect when it comes to our eyeshadows. If I bump into my mic, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. But this eyeshadow is what's going to create more dimension, even more dimension into this look as well. And like I said, it is applied to the outer V corner. So right here is your outer V corner, where I'm pointing at right here. This is where you apply the dark shade. Dealing with darker shades, it is very important to gradually add and build the color rather than just solidly just applying and packing on the dark shade, because you got to blend that out. And it's going to be so hard to blend it out, especially dealing with black. And it might turn out muddy. It's going to be so hard to fix. So to be on the safe side, you want to just grab a little bit of amount, tap out the excess, and gradually build, so you can be able to control how much you're applying. Okay, so again, let's go ahead and look at the palette here. And I'm going to show you again, it should be obvious, what are the darkest shades in this palette. So of course we have Glory. This is a smoky gray, great for smoky eye looks, and Midnight Prayer, which is a matte black. So these you definitely want to be careful and not like pack on a lot for the first layer, because it's going to be so hard to blend out. When you deal with colors like this, you really have to be careful and just gradually add a little bit, you know what I mean? So you can have a little bit more control when you're dealing with these type of colors. You definitely got to make sure that you have a fluffy brush on hand, because you're going to have some time to blend this out to soften up the edges, okay? Because you don't want nothing looking harsh either. So that is my tips when you are dealing with darker shades like this. You and I are going to get some hands-on experience when it comes to that, okay? So don't worry, you know, we're going to practice together. So simply speaking, we have our light shade, which is the first shade you apply, which is, again, the softest shade, or a shade that's closer to your skin tone. That is the base of your eyeshadow look. That is the light shade. The medium shade is a slightly darker shade to create more dimension, to create more shape and structure. and to really add on to the look, and our dark shade, which is our deepest shades in any palette that you have. And that's going to create more drama and more depth, so it can create that nice dimensional look. So those are the 3 parts, okay? Now, the lid shades. So when we talk about lid shades, it could be either a shimmer shade. I prefer a shimmer shade because it makes your eyes pop, or you could use a matte shade. It all depends on what you're looking for. But I prefer, if you wanted something that would give you more of a pop, I would do a shimmer shade. Okay, so for example, down here are the shimmer shades. So when we look at shimmers, they have more of a shine. So a shine is going to help your eyes pop out more, okay? And just to let you guys know, just in case, up here, these shades right here, starting from Hope to Midnight Prayer, these are called matte shades. So matte shades don't have shine. But shimmer shades, which from Heavenly Night to Good News, these are shimmer shades, which does have shine. And they give you a little bit more pop. And you can use this for inner corner highlights. And again, for the lid. That is what shimmers are for. And there's a lot of beautiful shimmer shades out there, okay? But anyways, so when you, depending on the look you're looking for, you could absolutely use a matte shade, and you can also use a shimmer shade depending on what you're looking for. So when it comes to a lid shade, it could be either or. So that's why I want to say. So it all depends on the look you're going for. When it comes to eyeshadows, quality matters. You don't want an eyeshadow palette that is not pigmented enough for you not to see color. You want something that's going to perform very well onto your skin, and you'll be able to see great results. You know what I mean? So it's important to invest into an eyeshadow palette that's going to help you in the long run. The Blessed to Be Natural palette will be 15% off, so you'll be able to get yours if you want to learn alongside me and how to apply eyeshadow and follow along. This will honestly be a great starter for you, and plus the formulation is very high quality. It's highly pigmented. Let me show you here, for example. So this is like Rejoice here. So it's very pigmented. And also like for a shimmer shade, for example, this is like a shimmer shade. So you get a nice, beautiful color payoff when it comes to the shimmers and the mattes in this palette. And this will honestly be great to get to know eyeshadow and learn where to place it where, and being able to get more comfortable with eyeshadow in case you are new to it and want to learn. And I just want you to start your eyeshadow journey, because I understand that it can be intimidating. So a neutral palette like this will be a great place to start, and you'll be able to get more comfortable. So that's what I'm here for. I really hope this video helps someone out there that is new to eyeshadow and wants to get started, but is very scared to start, which I get it. I understand. I've been there. I know how intimidating it can be. So I just wanted to be here to hold your hand and try to help you understand eyeshadow a bit more, so you can get more comfortable doing it. And honestly, you can do it. You really can. Nobody's bad at makeup. Like, it takes practice, because we all had to start somewhere. So it's important to just start, get out your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Because the more you do it, the better you'll get. And I promise you, once you start doing it and get practice, you'll be the bomb at eyeshadow. And that's why I'm here, to help you get to that state at least. So practice make perfect. If this video did help you, I want you guys to comment eyeshadow down below, okay? And if you have any questions, please ask your questions, and I'll be gladly to answer any question that you have, okay? Just let me know. I'm here for you. It's Angela Marie here. I hope you guys have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.